my name is Marissa and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some meal ideas of how to entertain for a backyard cookout. In this video, I will include a full meal plan as well as some inexpensive tips for ways to decorate an outdoor space on a budget. We're going to start by making some homemade arugula pesto. I will have the full recipe for this linked in the description box down below. I'm going to be using a KitchenAid food processor to make this pesto, and any supplies that I'm using, if I can find Amazon links, I'll also include those in the description box. We're just going to take all of our ingredients and put them into this food processor and mix them up to make a really tasty yet unique homemade pesto. I find that for the best result, it is nice to add each ingredient, pulse it, and then add the next. I do put things like the garlic and the Parmesan cheese in at the same time, but I added the arugula in and I pulsed it, and then I added in the solid ingredients, the Parmesan cheese and the garlic, and pulsed it. Now I'm going to add some salt in before pulsing it again, and then I will incorporate our olive oil. I just find that if you make sure that each ingredient is really well combined, that just creates the most cohesive pesto. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, my name is Marissa. I make lifestyle videos here on YouTube. I do cleaning motivation, what's for dinner. I have also been doing a full backyard makeover on my channel and showing each step of that process. With our pesto, we're going to be marinating some chicken breasts. I find that a full chicken breast is too much for any individual in my household, so I always cut them so that they're thinner. I just slice them in half, add them to a Ziploc bag, and then I'm going to spoon in half of our pesto mixture, put that in the refrigerator, and allow it to chill for around 3 hours before we're going to add it to the barbecue. I love coming up with new drinks anytime we're doing any sort of gathering. We are not having large groups of people at our home on this particular day. We were just having one couple over. I am combining a watermelon cucumber juice that I find at Trader Joe's with a can of watermelon bubbly. I find that the juice is kind of sweet on its own, so I like adding a flavored sparkling water, and just find that it's a really nice combination and the kids like it as well. Anytime we're entertaining in my particular area, mosquitoes are always a huge problem. So I have these little torches that just stay on my outdoor patio. You can fill them up with this clear liquid that this particular bottle prevents it from having like a black smoke when it's burning. And you'll see later in the video that these do not get extinguished even when it's really windy. They do a great job of deterring bugs, and they also create a nice ambiance in an outdoor space. So I'm just going to fill these up before starting to decorate the serving table. Anytime I'm doing any sort of backyard cookout, I try to use things that I have lying around the house to decorate and to serve my dishes. The succulent on the plate is something that's normally just in the middle of my dining room table. I'm using my regular dinnerware and then just miscellaneous cutting boards and serving platters that I have lying around the house. I'm laying out some glasses that are just our regular drinking glasses for daily use. And this cutting board is something that I got off of Amazon. I like it because it has a little thumb hole and it's just aesthetically more appealing than a standard white or colored cutting board. I'm going to lay out our silverware and then move on to making a centerpiece for our dining table. I showed in a prior backyard barbecue entertaining video where I used an orchid from inside my house as the centerpiece for our table. Today I'm just going to be using some rosemary that's in the front of our house. So I had my husband trim some. I just stuck it in a mason jar with some water and then arranged the lanterns on either side of the rosemary. It's a really simple centerpiece, but I also think that it looks nice and is something that I then brought into the house after the event was over and displayed it in my windowsill. Just going to light these candles and then move on to starting our meal. We have a Traeger and always use the smoking feature on the Traeger to cook any meats or anything else that we're barbecuing. We don't actually have a traditional barbecue, so that's what we'll be using for this particular meal. I'm going to move on to my first side, and these are the ingredients that you'll need. There's some bread, some Havarti cheese, mango chutney, and some more arugula. I'm going to just slice the bread in half and put it on top of some foil. This was a partially cooked slice of bread, so I'm just going to continue to heat it and cook it through on the barbecue. For our next side, we're just going to grill up some quartered zucchini. Zucchini is something that we always have a ton of in the summer because we have multiple family members with gardens. It's kind of an underrated vegetable in my opinion. Zucchini is really nice when it's been grilled. So like I said, we just quarter it up and add that onto the barbecue. The key to cooking chicken perfectly is to not try to pull it all off at one time. We will check the temperature of the thicker pieces of chicken and pull them off as they cook. So if you leave the thinner pieces on, they're going to dry out if you're waiting until the thicker pieces are done cooking. So it's important to check the internal temperature as you're going with chicken and pulling it off when it's done instead of trying to pull it off all at once. We're going to finish our bread by just melting some Havarti cheese. I've mentioned this before, but I do have a family member with a dairy allergy, so I wasn't putting cheese on all of the bread. Once the bread comes off, we are going to just top it with some mango chutney and then add some arugula on top. This is a really nice combination. And if you ever end up making one of my recipes, I would love it if you would tag me on Instagram. I love to know that people are not only making but enjoying the recipes that I share on my channel. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This back patio is something that we recently did a complete refresh of. I will go ahead and link that video in a card above if you're interested in seeing how we were able to create this backyard makeover on a really tight budget. Here is what all of the food looks like when it's all ready to be served. This was such a simple meal to put together. We've got our watermelon and cucumber juice, our chicken, a side of pesto, our bread, and then our zucchini. This meal was something that my entire family enjoyed, and it's definitely a kid-friendly summer meal. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can do so by clicking on my face on the right side of your screen. And if you would like to watch an additional video that I have filmed, I have a couple for you on the left side of your screen. I hope that you're all staying happy and healthy. Bye!